now you're happy. Is it a big relief?
The biggest.
I'm so happy to have you here, sitting in this chair, going to sign that thing that you're going to sign. You so much did not want to be in my class back in September. I remember that we were standing over here, yeah. And it has been after a long summer of contemplation, and also like my other students as well, a first attempt at the final track that didn't go as planned. Back in September, you were there, but you did not want to be here. But you want to be here, right? So you're here. That's what counts. That's what counts. After starting in September, you went for it. You went for it. Once again, super impressed with how much energy you had, how much you wanted to make this one happen. And you made it happen, you're here. You started with your assignment back in September for Booking.com. One of the biggest tourism players, of course, in the Netherlands and in the world. But that didn't really go as planned. No. You had this new energy and motivation for this new assignment. You went with Booking.com, and then what happened?
They gave up on me.
I wouldn't say it that way.
They disappeared. They vanished.
They were slow in contacting you back, and you had to take measures. Otherwise, more delay would be a potential, and that is not an option. That was not an option. You had a goal. You were going for this goal, right? So I was very impressed with how you took matters into own hands. Booking.com is not responding. Let's find other solutions. And it was really cool because at that meeting in week 2, I believe it was, maybe week 3, we started the session, and you're like, Sven, yeah, it's not going well with my assignment. And I'm like, oh shoot. But I already have a new one. Ooh, okay. Ooh. So that was solved basically right away. And that sort of stood out as how I have gotten to know you. You make your things happen. You make your things happen. You don't wait until tomorrow. You make it happen today. Perseverance, motivation. So that rapid action is for me is very indicative of how you are. You have got a new assignment, a new company, a small-scale tourism accommodation in Castricum, in the north of Netherlands. And these are just two brothers who had built six luxury villas, which they rent out for tourists, but themselves not having specific knowledge or experience with tourism. And therefore they ask you, the expert, how can we make sure to get more bookings, to get more direct bookings over our own platforms, not through Booking.com. So now you went even against a little bit against your original partner. And again, you made things happen. These two guys, they had 6 big, nice luxury villas, but they didn't really know how to operate them. In comes Corina, and as the expert tells them, this is how it works. We need to have this, we have to improve that. What they asked you initially to make an improved website where to get direct bookings, you, after your empathizing and after your research, you've gotten to the point like, wait a minute, they don't need that. That is only indirect what they want. What can I do now to, in the time that I have, and with working with the limitations and the limited knowledge and experience within tourism of the owners, to make things happen in a way that customers would return and then book directly. So you went on, you changed a little bit your project into how to improve the user experience while in the accommodations. And with that, you set out for writing a good strategy in order to improve, how the customer experiences their stay. You made very good collaborations with local stakeholders around the villa to also make the connection, with local business, and by doing that at the same time enhancing the experience of the guests. Yeah, and then came the presentation. I was a little bit surprised. I got to know a different Corina during the presentation. You were nervous. You were very nervous, and the nerves took control, and it was difficult to get the story out as it needed to be. You had to redo it, which I'm sure was frustrating, was difficult. It took you some energy, or I'm sure it cost energy to make it again. Second time again, you came back up, and Karen and myself, your assessors, we saw a very different presentation that time. Still nerves, however, able to control them, and that is a skill. If this is difficult, and it's not easy speaking in public, to control yourself, control how you make that not dominate the story. That's difficult to overcome, but you overcame. So respect for that. Now the final grade that you got after that lowered a little bit because of that, because of the nerves. However, what I want to emphasize and what I want to finish here with is that what is most important is that during the sessions, during the semester that we worked together, I saw your worth. You saw your worth. I saw how you worked. I saw the quality that you can deliver in your work, in your project, and the overall image is what matters. And you can do more than you think. Keep that with you. Congratulations.